waiting for this big premiere episode here on Freenasghana TV Live. We promise to bring you nothing but the best of entertainment from the camp of the University of Education, Winneba. Here we keep you entertained and well informed. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel on Freenasghana as one word. And guess what? Today's conversation is a very interesting one. No doubt you wouldn't want to miss it for anything. Do alert your friends to join in as well. Thanks to Ordino Take for my looks today. You can reach them through the mobile phone number 0245 482 029, and they can be found at East Legon, Ichampon Junction. Before we delve into our conversation for today, we'd like to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll let you know who are
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
I don't cry, baby. Media Kajabo, Ginger, Egan, Echo.
Nomne nyanse wonton ema nipa ondi enfie edunwo ensese apinfo eno.
Feel the magic in the air, lots of flavors for us to share.
Looking for a drink so refreshing, you found Royal, stop searching. Live every day like it's the last. Come alive, let's have a blast. Together we're a team of champions. Drink Royal so the dream can carry on. We're one big family. Yes, we are Royal. Royal Apple, Royal Cola, Royal Orange, Royal Ginger, Royal Lemon Splash. Whatever flavor you are, whatever flavor you want, Royal drinks have the perfect flavor for you. Royal drinks, you go like them.
Welcome back, viewers. As I told you earlier, we have a great personality and we are in his office right now. We are going to have a very interesting conversation with him. This person is a lecturer at the Department of ICT Education at the University of Education, Winneba. He's a young, vibrant lecturer. Some of the students, due to the love they have for him and his way of teaching, they have a way of calling him, some say Rob Liar, which is very interesting though, but I won't talk about that for today. He's in the person of Mr. Ajoa Dadzie. Mr. Dankwa, welcome to today's episode.
Thank you very much.
Alright, Mr. Dankwa will be discussing with us on the topic, the youth and IT law in Ghana with open data. So first of all, Mr. Dankwa, who do we refer to as a youth in Ghana?
My layman's definition of a youth is anyone in their active years. So let's say from 40 and below. That's my conception of youth.
Okay. At that stage, they are very active.
Yes.
Great. All right. Now let's talk about IT law and open data. What is it?
Okay. So open data is an idea that some data should be freely available to everyone to use and republish as they wish according to my internet resource, and that we shouldn't have restrictions. In terms of patents, copyright, and other things on that form of data. So that's just a basic idea about open data. Now, when we mention IT law, I'll just give a brief background of IT law, then I'll give it the definition. So, according to cengage.com, we have 1968, a man by name Maurice Wilkes. It describes what we call password security in a time-sharing computer system. Now we come to 1973, we have Shell Downey and Popek. Those three guys examine the need for additional security in military systems. So this is not a cheap thing we're talking about. Then in 1975, the US Federal Information Processing Standards brought about what they call digital encryption standard. So this is, and it continued from the 60s. So today when we say IT law, okay, we mean the rules, the regulations, the codes, the standards, like we mentioned Electronic Communications Transactions Act of the US. They lay the framework for IT law. So IT law, we talk about information, we talk about communication, we talk about IT itself, we talk about communications technology, and the laws that govern that domain of infrastructure. And there's a very nice definition from michelsons.com. That's where I'm getting this definition from. So by IT law, we mean laws, rules, codes, standards that embody information, communication, IT, and communications technology.
Thank you very much. And their behavior online.
Okay. So law is for everybody. So as a youth, I should know what I'm supposed to do online, how I'm supposed to conduct myself online, and even the frameworks, the laws, the do's and the don'ts. So we need to be educated as youths to know what safeguards there are on the national level, on the district level, the state level, on the regional level. What are the some of the things the infrastructure the government has put in place, or some civil society organization has put in place to help us as youth to have a beautiful experience on the internet. So these are some of the things as responsibility. These are for the youth. We should be informed, know the law, and now work according to the law. Because even if you don't know the law, ignorance is not an excuse. Yes, so that's one thing the youth should be doing.
Thank you very much. We know the youth at that very stage, they are so full of vigor. Anything they see, they want to experience it. So should there be any kind of restriction to the sort of information the youth is exposed to on the internet?
Okay, so this is a broad question because youth is a broad category. So once the youth is an adult, I'm thinking there's no need for a restriction. Because if you're an adult, you have access to the internet, so you shouldn't have any problem. But if it's used maybe in the teenage ages, yes, in that area, governments all over the world have child protection legislation regarding internet. Ghana doesn't seem to have one for children in their teenage years. So at least the government should be thinking about getting a specific law for teenagers. But for the broader majority of the youth, we are covered by the laws of Ghana. So in that regard, the government has done well.
Alright, so as we all heard, everything is there, but you should be able to tell what you should go in for and when you should go in for what. Because if you are ignorant and it gets you, don't say we didn't tell you. Alright, Mr. Dankwa, does Ghana have any specific office that will keep and monitor all our data and how it's managed, as well as who can access it?
Yes. We must commend the current Minister of Communications. She seems to be very active. Mrs. Ewusu Ekufu Esla. Yes, she seems to be very active in the area of the IT. Yes. So we used to have the NITA, National IT Agency. We have National Communications Agency. We have the Ministry of Communications. That's the mother of all of these areas. So they are the ones responsible. They conduct all the operations and technical stuff in partnership with some foreign companies. So according to the website of the MOC, the Ministry of Communications, they had an agreement for LTE fiber asset management, and they had that agreement with Freenasghana. That's a company that they are contracting to safeguard some of our IT infrastructure. And they had another one. They introduced the PKI, the Public Key Infrastructure for Ghana, and that's also under the auspices of the Ministry of Communications. So they are doing a lot in that regard. So there are so many agencies of government, NITA, NCA, they are all under the Ministry of Communications, and they are doing their job as they see fit.
All right. Thank you, Mami Osla. Thanks a lot. Keep doing the great job. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Freenasghana. Freenasghana is one word. Just click on the subscribe button down there and subscribe, and keep following our activities. Okay, Mr. Dankwa. Does the law monitor some of the bids of network providers, say MTN, Glo?
Yes.
Is there anything?
Good question. Good question. Now, the answer to this question is a double-edged sword.
Okay.
Double-edged sword cuts one way and then the other way. So I would say the law monitors and yet fails to monitor. That's my problem. Now, we have a public key infrastructure system being developed by Ghana. That's what I mentioned earlier from our Ministry of Communications. Okay. These agencies, the law seems to help them to, okay, let me choose my words well. The law seems to help them to conduct some regulated activity, but then leaves open some other aspects. So you mentioned privacy, you mentioned users authentication and their needs. We heard of some scam issues regarding some of this mobile money. Those are all electronic communications. So why should somebody have access to my PIN or have access to my balance? So the law is not regulating these companies enough. For instance, you mentioned cookies. You go to any of these mobile network operators, you go to their websites. Every cookie should have a policy, an opt-in policy or an opt-out policy. The law is not covering that. So that's what I'm saying. The law is not regulating these companies enough. There should be more than just the Act 843, that's the Ghana's Data Protection Act. It should do more than just do the letter it's doing. So we are hoping that the government can extend the reach of our law so that it can monitor these companies in the right manner for them to also put in the right effort for Ghanaians to benefit.
Government, over to you. Okay, you made mention about the Facebook stuff. That brings us to our next question. Is there any way at all the country helps citizens or individuals regarding the MTN mobile money scam issues, and then this Facebook giving out data illegally?
Good. So Facebook, Google, all these internet giants in Ghana, okay, our laws are not restrictive enough. If you go to Europe believes that charity begins at home. So they have the GDPR, General Data Protection Rules. That one concerns personal data, your information, my information. Okay. And now they have gone ahead, they are trying to bring in the E-Privacy Act. That's one that borders on companies and how they use our data. Ghana doesn't have an E-Privacy Directive. we don't even have it on our books. Well, maybe I might not be informed enough. But if we have an e-privacy act, then companies like WhatsApp, Facebook, Google, they will now know the limits within which they are supposed to use our data. So we are calling on government, please extend our law. Act 843 needs to be amended.
Yeah.
I think we have to set up a pressure group to force government to extend the Act 843. It doesn't cover enough. So that these companies will be monitored and then don't do away with people's data. Facebook was accused, I've said this on another platform before. Facebook has been accused by thenetweb.com of illegally accessing people's iPhone camera. I've not heard their defense. So Facebook, please, you have a question to answer. Okay, and other companies like that also need the e-privacy rules. So Ghana should please get that rule in place. And that would, when there's a law, the companies will abide by it. But if there's no law, then they can do whatever they want. The Act 843 is not enough. So please, government should. And then one other thing, government is deploying drones in Ghana, but the necessary framework has not been followed. If you go to dronerules.eu, there are some guidelines that every government agency should follow. First of all, have they informed Ghanaians that they are capturing or recording any information about us? 2, are they listening to what people say and what people do? Are they allowing people to know the rights that they have as citizens? Has government done that? Zipline and the rest of them, have they done that? Have they minimized the kind of data they collect whenever they are using their devices? Do they respect people's rights to privacy and people's rights to be forgotten? All these things, according to dronerules.eu, I have not seen anything from government or from Zipline regarding this. So please, government is also faulty when it comes to this aspect of using drones for medical. They should put in the right legislation. Okay, so it's not only Facebook, government itself is also culpable in this regard.
The conversation is getting tougher. And dear government, we need you to do much more than this. On the internet, we have some porns and stuffs going on. Is there any regulation as to how these things go through the internet?
Okay. The law. Okay. The law is. Someone said the law is an ass. It can be used anyhow. Okay. But it's because of the internet infrastructure. It's an open network, so anybody can just go there and post something. So it's about organization, the endpoint. If you want to, the ISPs, they are the ones that can filter such content. Okay, so they have the rules binding them to enforce how people can access or not access some of these things. And every company in Ghana should adhere to some standards. There's this popular standard, the ISO 27701. Okay, they tell us what an organization must do in order to implement some of these controls. So it's a standard, and Ghana Standards Authority doesn't seem to be enforcing that standard. I don't know whether they want us to go to court first before they enforce the standard. So for such content on the internet, fine, they are there, but the access, we can prevent it from accessing. We can't prevent it from putting those pages there, but the access points can be regulated. So if government enforces the ISO 27701 standard across Ghana, some of these things will be inaccessible, and it will make our country safe. Because you go to these sites, you get hackers stealing your data. You think you are enjoying, but your data is getting stolen. So that's one thing.
Yeah, that's true, and that's what we do, especially the youth. Most of us will go online just to watch these pornographic activities.
Yeah.
For pleasure.
in order to enjoy so much information. It's like the liver in the pile. You know, every human being has a liver in the pile. Yes, so it's
Mr. Gampa, one final question. Would like you to share with us some of the do's and the don'ts on the internet and in the country as an IT literate person. So what are we supposed to do? What are we not supposed to do with regards to the use of the internet?
okay. Good question. So, as people in the information age today, we need to be abreast of some of these things. Okay. First of all, we should get the knowledge. There are so many books on internet security. Today, everybody uses the internet, so it's not only for ICT people. So there are some books. An introduction to computer security, the NIST handbook. You can read online. There is basic internet security. There is cracking codes. There's engineering security. So all of these books are on the internet. Some of them are even in soft copy form. So as users of the information age, we are all information citizens. We are netizens. We need to be abreast of information. We shouldn't wait for somebody to tell us. And then when we are on social media especially, we shouldn't share too much personal information. Because it's a very risky thing. Information is power. Information is strength. It is everything. Don't leave out so much information there. Somebody can just do social engineering, get everything about you, know where you work. No, it's risky.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Your bank account, even if you don't give your bank details, somebody can, people are creative. So we shouldn't share so much personal information. We should be careful as to what information we put out there. And we should try to also monetize our information. We shouldn't allow only these companies to be monetizing our information. We should also find ways to read about monetizing our own information. So that, because the information is ours. Why should we allow somebody to monetize it for us? So we should read and get to know some of these things and then to become 21st century citizens.
We as youths, we have so much to learn, so much to do. Today we go online, we want to do anything the internet comes out with. We want to do it. Let's be careful out there. Let's be very, very careful. Okay, we are going to take one final comment from Mr. Dampa. Your last word, because we are
Wrapping up.
wrapping up.
Okay. So, dear listeners and viewers, we should be very careful about the information we put out there on the internet. We should learn about information security, our own data, communications, there are even some countries that allow WhatsApp to be used at work. To even send a file in an organization to another person in the same organization, they don't allow you to use WhatsApp. But in Ghana, we don't seem to care. So we should be very careful about the way the world is going. The world is changing, but we think everything is the same. So please, let's get abreast of information. Let's be reading the legal aspects, the technology aspects, because technology is a broad thing. And then let's force governments to open up our information space. Public infrastructure is a good thing. How does it benefit Ghanaians? Government should bring out communiques to tell Ghanaians what it is doing in the information realm, so that Ghanaians can become abreast of some of these things and then use it to our own advantage. So information sharing is very important. We should seek information and enforce information rights of our own selves. So this is just the final thing. And youths, be careful. The internet is not a plaything. It's a business platform. Let's not abuse it. Let's use it to our own advantage. Those are my little comments.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The internet is not a plaything. Let's make proper use of being on the internet at every given time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today we've come to the end of this episode, but before we leave, we'd like to say a very big thank you to our following sponsors. We have the Tech Talk team. Tech Talk, your #1 technology program on Radio Windy Bay, 98.3 megahertz. and it's being brought to you by the Information and Communications Technology Student Society, that is Infotech, at the University of Education, Winneba. Follow Tech Talk on Facebook at Tech Talk UEW and on Instagram at TechTalk_UEW. Tech Talk, let's talk technology. Do you stay in or around Obuasi? If yes, don't worry. Goldfield Transport is ready to take you home safely for your Christmas vacation. Goldfield runs from Winneba to Obuasi. You can contact the organizers on 0545 961 502 or 0